welcome back to our channel RK Data Labs. Today we are going to focus more on one of the beautiful AWS service which is more important in daily and day-to-day cloud projects which is being used, that is AWS Athena. So this is one of the top 10 best AWS services that we ever come across in any cloud projects that you see in recently. Okay, without wasting our time, let's move on to this video. And yes, what are we going to cover today? So what is Athena basically? So it is one of the AWS best service, and it is a serverless analytic tool where we can query the data where the data is residing in S3 buckets. Okay, then how to query S3 data using AWS Athena and some of the benefits and best use cases of Athena that we are going to cover. Alright, so what is basically Athena? So let me try to give you. Yes, so as I said before, the data which is stored in S3 location, where you can write simple SQL queries to get the data extracted, and then just you can extract it and then you can populate all the results just like a column wise. That's what's very powerful, but it's very simple analytic tool. When you want to go to come kind of complex analytic tool, where you can go to either Redshift or DynamoDB. It is a NoSQL database, but when it comes to ad-hoc querying, Athena is very powerful and it will be very helpful for you to just make use of this. Without wasting time, let's move on to the video now. Alright, so here, as we know, we are into AWS Management Console. There is a service called Athena. So I'm just going to click this Athena page here. Here we are going to see a couple of good things here, like how to create a couple of databases and how to create tables, and this is something easy to interface. Let's see here in this left side of the Explorer, you see like a couple of data sources available, where by default we have this AWS data catalog, and then there is a database option where basically in any database that you take, any DWH tool, always default as a basic default database will be present. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create a table in two different ways. One, we are going to create a table. There are three ways to do. One, you can create a table using S3 bucket, and then number two, you can create a table using DDL in this query editor, and then number three, you can create a table using Glue as well. Now we are going to cover two things. One, how to create a table with S3 bucket data. So if you simply click on this create, you can see a couple of options here, as I said. So these two are sources, and these again you can create a table with simple SQL command. Now I'm going to go with here, let's say test table. I'm just going to not create a database, I'm just going to simply choose the default database with default as well. Okay, and then preferably I want to select one bucket. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create one folder inside a demo bus ticket, inside demo bucket test. Alright, I'm going to create one folder called test Athena. So inside I'm going to create one file, so where I'm going to upload it here. Alright, so I have a inbuilt I have an inbuilt CSV file which is used for querying purpose, where it has like two different columns. I'm going to use it. Okay, now I'm going to choose this inside test bucket. I have a new folder called test Athena. I'm going to select this, choose it. That's it. Here comes the format of how the data it should be looking at, and by default it should be Apache Hive. And then most importantly, our input data source is a CSV file, so please ensure that you are selecting CSV, or if you have a Paraquet, just please select Paraquet or Avro or JSON, anything that you have. So I'm just going to have CSV, and then most importantly the the column names. Add a column again. So as I see, two different columns are present in that CSV file. I'm just going to simply create the table here. So once it is done, we are done with creating a table. So at the left side of the Explorer, you can able to see the table which got created. Now if you want to just simply trigger some basic queries and how to understand the data is getting populated correctly, you can just simply see it. That's it. So you have two different columns. You are basically querying the data which is present on top of S3 data. Alright, now if I want to put a count, so these are basic stuffs that you are able to do. So I'm just going to simply do it. Okay, you can still do. So once you write the query, just click on run and it will give you the result. That's it. So you get the count of all the data which is present. Alright, now What if I want to create a table here instead of pointing to S3 bucket data? You can still do. So how it should be? So simply, create, you go here, and then you can copy from any of the DDL source. Maybe I just make use of this. Let me do this, YouTube test data 1. So this DDL which I got from the previous table, or even you can create on your own, whatever it can be possible. So please ensure that this schema definition is very, very important. So please ensure that these things are correct. So I'm just pointing to the correct folder here. So that is a location is very, very important. So now I'm just going to simply run this. So it will just simply create a table, and it will gives you the table list here. One important thing, the table definition, which means the schema, whatever the underlying schema for a table, which will get everything gets stored in glue only. So how you can simply able to see is simple. You can go here. So let me say like this one, right? So you can just simply click on view in glue. Glue is an ETL tool where it will have all the schemas, tables, definitions of database, everything will get stored here. So any table that you create in Athena, the proper definition will get stored in glue only. Alright, so now if you want to see how many tables are created, let's say go here. So you have 3 different tables created. Again, you can create a table here, and then you can write a query in Athena. Vice versa is absolutely possible. Alright, so these are 2 different things that we can do. So one is the table creation using S3 bucket data, and number 2, table creation using simple DDL command like create table as such. And then if you want to still see like what is the recent queries that you have triggered, right? There is an option called recent queries tab, where you can see anything that you want to put. You can just simply click on that will again comes here. Alright, so if you want to simply go here, let's say if you want to create an external table, just click on it, it will come here. You can just simply modify the query, and you can just simply use it. So all these things are very, very powerful and effective, but it's a very simple analytic tool where you can really use for ad hoc querying purpose. Let's say you have some data in S3 and you want to do some kind of extracting to understand what is the nature of data to predict for next level of data transformation. You can simply use AWS Athena. Please remember that this AWS Athena is free usage for 5 GB of S3 storage, and after that you may be charged per TB of $0.05. So please ensure that you are effectively querying the data in S3 using Athena. So this is one of the powerful tool that you can go ahead. Right guys, so we have come to end of this video. We'll catch you in my next AWS with one more powerful tool in my next video. Stay tuned guys. Thank you.